Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit disorganized because I have got 3 cameras that I had film developed from the other day, and I'm just going to cram it all into one video. So to start off, I'm going to tell you what cameras I've shot with and kind of not shot with, starting with this one because this is the photos that I'm going to go through first. So this here is the Canon EOS 650. And the reason that I say I didn't shoot on some of them, I actually got that camera for Christmas and it already had film on, so I took one shot on it purely to activate the battery to be able to rewind the shot, to rewind the film. And I have 16 photos on that, 15 of which weren't actually mine. So we're going to take a look at what was on those. The next camera that I shot on is this here. This is the Fujifilm DL7 drop-in loading point and shoot camera. It feels quite like a disposable in the sense that it winds up at the back. And the last camera that I shot on, which is the most recent, which was a bit of an experimental one, is this here. This is the Helena A1, and this has been very temperamental for me so far, to the point that I actually need to get it repaired. I need a new screw for the winding knob, but we'll get to the story behind this later because that's a big part of the video. So I've got all of my prints done, I've got all of my film, and I've got a digital version on disc, which is what I'm going to look at on my laptop just here, and this is how we're going to see the photos today. This set of photos on here was shot on some Boots film, and it's 36 exposure colour film, colour negative film should I say, and yeah, here's some shots that were on it. So I don't know who this is. I bought this camera from a charity shop. Well, I bought this camera for Christmas from a charity shop, and it's taken me this long to get the film developed. It's just been sat in my fridge. So as we can see, we got some shots of some like Christmas lights. Now this isn't at my nan's or anything. She doesn't use cameras, and well, I'd know the decorations. So let's say these photos were maybe shot the Christmas previously. So Christmas 2019. We've got some out of focus Christmas lights, and again. It's not even particularly nice bokeh, it's kind of just round and you can't really tell what it is. We've got a little Christmas decoration, and then again with a slightly different white balance, bit of a warmer hue to that image. Another Christmas decoration hanging from a tree. These should all be in portrait, but I can't bother to rotate them. I'll rotate them for you guys. And again, just a slightly greener tone in the colours. An out of focus living room, by the looks of it. And a photo of my mum. This is the photo that I had to take to actually be able to rewind the film. So yeah, that's this roll of film. I say I didn't shoot this myself, so I got it done purely to see what was on there. I like developing mystery rolls of film and seeing what we get. And now on to the Kodak Gold from the DL7. Let's open this up. So this first image, this was in Chris's car. I can tell because you've got the where the windscreen is, and then that's the GoPro mount hanging down. There's a bit of burn on the edge of this film. So basically, when I was unloading this, I thought, because the film had jammed slightly, that I'd wound it fully, and I hadn't, because I have learnt since that film doesn't jam, it just keeps on turning. So when it jammed, it obviously got caught on like one of the teeth inside the camera, and it had just locked up, and I had to kind of jimmy it, and I opened the back too soon, and I've got a bit of light burn on, from what I've seen on the film and on the thumbnails. Half of the film's got a burn on, but on some it looks alright. So we've got a very underexposed shot of Chris. I should have used the flash for this image, but didn't want to blind him while driving, which is actually quite sensible. Next up, this is in the Peak District. I actually shot with this camera just here in the Peak District as well. This is the Voigtlander Brilliant. And I got this off eBay for £20, and I love this camera and will be shooting on it again soon, whenever I go on my next trip. Back to the photos. Got another shot in the Peak District. This is on portrait. This is all shot on Kodak Gold. Obviously this was not the right weather to be shooting Kodak Gold, and I am seeing there's a bit of film burn on the one side of the film where the lights leaked in when I opened it too soon. The next image, this is really nice actually. This is a photo of Chris. We were taking photos of this waterfall. And that's such a nice sound to sit in at your lunch too. Got a pre-made lunch, made it yesterday before we came down. Ham and cheese sandwiches, some Scotch eggs. They still taste fresh. And this is what we've got behind us. Let's get a photo on this of Chris. Got a photo of Chris. You guys probably can't even hear me now because of all this waterfall noise. What we've got to do is we're going to head back up this hill, get to the main trail to go to the other waterfalls, and then we're hitting a third peak for sunset. And that's where we stopped to have lunch on one of our hikes. But yeah, I really like the film burn, how it's kind of just really circled around Chris. It's not really covered in that much. I really like that. I'm actually happy with how that turned out. This again is another one of the same hill, 2 images previously, I believe. There's a lot of film burn on that and it has kind of ruined that image. Next up, these 3 images here are at Cheddar Gorge. Now I thought that the film wasn't loaded on the camera properly, so I fired off a few, I think 6 shots, just to kind of catch it up to where it was, but I didn't need to because there's images on here before these 3 were taken, so they're kind of like filler images, if you will. And there's 3 images that I couldn't get developed off this film because of opening it too soon, so there's 21 images in total off of this roll of film. So these are all at Cheddar Gorge. I actually stood up on that rock and we got this drone shot. Trev's drone, and in fact this is Trev. Trev, if you're watching, I finally got it developed and I will send you these on Instagram as soon as I posted this video. We've got Chris taking a photo right on the edge of the gorge, and I'll be honest, I was not going to get that close. I am scared of heights and I am not ashamed of that. Next image, again, we've got Cheddar Gorge. That's the hill that we stood on to do the drone shot, and it looks a lot better. I waited for the sun to come out during kind of golden hour, I believe it was, and I like how that turned out. The shadowing's quite nice, the gold, you can really tell, you get that kind of vibrant kind of orange tone to the film. We've got Trev taking a photo over the edge of the gorge, and we've got Chris sticking his thumb up. This is what I got. This is one of the more normal photos of Chris that I've got over the years. This is shot just outside of my work. I thought it was a nice sunny day, thought it looked nice, fired off a shot as I was either coming into work or leaving. Got a bit of film burn in the corner of this one as well. Bit of film burn towards the bottom of this. This is in Birmingham, outside Snow Hill Station. And this is towards the library in Birmingham. This was just after it had rained and the sun had come out, and I liked the reflection on the floor. You can kind of see it in this image, and again it gives off that nice kind of warm tone from the Kodak Gold. And then this was in Birmingham again by the library. I think at this point I just wanted to get this roll of film finished so that I could get it developed. I also went to Stourbridge after this, but I don't think those photos are on here. So this is, I don't know where this is. This might be one from Stourbridge actually. I'm not too sure. I don't know where this image was taken. That's kind of bad. I probably should. And then this is one of Amber in Kidderminster in the underpass at Station Hill. And there's a lot of film burn towards the top of the image. That one wasn't really savable, but just about, because this was towards the end of the roll when I shot it in Stourbridge, opened back too early. But I like it. It works. It works as square format for Instagram, which kind of works for me. I can make use of that. And then we're back to the start. So that's the first 2 rolls. So onto the next disc. Now there is only 9 images on this next disc, and this is actually my first time shooting colour positive film. And I shot this in Bradgate Park when I went down to visit my nan. And me, Amber and my nan went to Bradgate Park to take photos of the deer, and those photos are on my Instagram. So these are the first time that I ever shot on colour positive, and I shot on some Velvia 50. So the first shot I fired off, didn't check the meter. There's no light meter inside the Helena A1, so I was using my Canon 6D to meter, and I didn't check my lighting for this image. So yeah, it's a bit overexposed. It's very overexposed. I've got this one of a foxglove just coming out of some grass. I thought it looked quite nice at the time. Took the shot. Next image is one of Amber, and this is a bit wonky in the frame. I don't know if that's how it's been scanned, but I like it. It feels very vintage. Again, it feels vintage because of what Amber was wearing on the day as well, except for her shoes, because Amber likes to wear quite kind of vintage dresses. That's kind of her style, so I really like that image. And we've got this one. Again, yeah, I don't know, because that's the same kind of angle as the last image, how it crops towards the edge. I don't know if it's like a wonky scan or something. Who knows? This is Old John's Hunting Lodge in Bradgate Park. I used to go here all the time as a kid. I've been on school trips here. In fact, it was the logo for my first primary school that I went to. So I've always liked going to Bradgate Park. I've always loved it here. I used to go every Sunday with my granddad before he passed away when I was 6. And so it's a place that I hold quite dearly. And the trouble that I had with this camera, I'm really glad that I managed to save these photos. I'll insert those clips of how I had to kind of wrestle with the camera to get the film out after I've shown you the photos. So the next shot, I believe, was over at the memorial. This was on the way to the memorial. So Amber had a vintage fan that we bought the day before. It's an antique shop, Amber's first antique shop as well. I love antique shops. I've always loved antique shops. If you've been following this channel for a few years, I used to go into abandoned buildings. I've always loved old places, old vehicles, museums, all that kind of stuff. So the fact that Amber's into her kind of like vintage style, that really works for me shooting with vintage cameras. Next image, if it wants to load, there we go. This is the War Memorial at Bradgate Park, just the other side of the trees from before, from Old John's Castle. And this is a strange view of some rocks. These rocks are where my granddad's ashes were scattered when I was little, and whenever I go up here, I honestly tend to sit and have a bit of a cry. It's one of the places that really I still feel closest to him, because we used to go there all the time, and I've just got so many memories of going there as a kid, both with him and with my nan, with friends, beavers, cubs, scouts. I used to go here all the time, and it's just a place that I really hold dear to me. It's a place that I've always held really close to my heart. And then I've got another photo of the rocks just from the other angle, and to most people you'll see a pile of rocks there, but to me, you know, it's got that sentimental reason for me taking the photo. And I believe this is the last shot on the roll now, because the winding knob, the screw, snapped. And to be fair, I'm surprised the photos came out this well, because I actually loaded the film underneath these rollers rather than over the top of them, because it was my first time loading this camera. And I'll be honest, for my second time shooting medium format over two very different twin lens cameras, I did not know what I was doing, and something was bound to go wrong. I'm surprised we have this many photos, as you'll see from the clips after this next image. So as we were walking back, we walked back past Old John, because that was the way to go back to the car. So besides that, let's show you the hassle that I had with this Helena camera.
So this is a slightly different mechanism. Obviously that still, I believe, pulls out. Yeah, so that pulls out there. Now obviously we have the pins here, or there's something stopping this from being pulled all the way out this way. What I'm thinking is, as that screw has come off this side, if I try and remove the film, so that piece will actually come out of the camera on the Helena this way. So what I'll be able to do is either replace that piece with a spares and repairs camera, or I'll be able to get the snap screw from this side. Again, it's a different mechanism to this. What I'm thinking is I can get it out of this side and actually bring it out this way, roll the film up in my bathroom, which is out there in the darkness. And yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the film out, roll it up in the dark, because I can do it. I know what a roll of film feels like. And hopefully I'll be able to save these 9 shots. So my big fear was correct. I can't get the spool out of that. Good news, I have got it out, it's there. I don't want to get it in any light because I don't know if it's rolled on there tight enough, so I'm keeping it in my back pocket. And I've got to transfer from here to the fridge. What I need is like some little pitch black pouch. Do I not have like an old, not even an old, a new lens pouch? Now I trust that is dark enough in there, and I'm still gonna put that in my fridge. So, my assumption was correct. After snipping through with a kitchen knife and a pair of nail clippers, I managed to cut the spool completely in half. And this little bastard popped out. This is the piece that is broken, but it's the screw in there. That little screw in that end piece, that's what I need to get out. But my assumption was correct. What I was trying to explain was the piece that holds it on here stops it from being pulled out this way, which means it can, assumingly, come into the camera, which it does. And now I can remove that piece. That's all out. That's all still in one piece. That should all still be functioning fine. But it's this that I need to repair, and I'm seeing there's a certain way that this locks into place as well with the spring. Okay, so it's literally been 10 minutes since the last bit. I've literally been sat with the end of my nail clippers, digging away at that little screw. Oh, I've managed to save the part. So what I've done, I've had to take the spring off, which literally I've got to kind of bend it. Well, not bend it, but I've got to like wiggle it back on to there. That's all done. That goes back on here. That's fine. I've got to get a new screw. It looks like it's about 1 mil in diameter, and I've got the end of it. And then all I've got to do is refit it, and then I've actually repaired this camera. This is, as I say, it was quite a simple fix, but damn, it was just annoying to get that spool out. What I need is some kind of like little saw or something just to be able to cut through spools, but I'm glad it was a plastic spool and not a metal one. That would have been my hell for the evening if it was a metal spool. The only problem is now is finding a screw that big with that thread type.
So guys, that's about it. Thank you for watching this, as I say, rather unorganized video. You know me, I don't plan these, I don't write a script, I just shoot. And yeah, that's about it from me. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Comment why you liked or disliked it. And you know, I'd love to improve my videos, make them better, so that, you know, more people watch them, I guess. And that's about it from me, as I say. I'll see you in the next one. But until then, keep shooting. Peace.